You know, struggle builds strength. Uh, I was adopted um, to a family. Uh, my mother couldn't keep me. She was in college. Um, so, you know, in my opinion, um, I was adopted to the wrong family. Uh, at the age of 4 years old, uh, for my birthday, my father had me robbed by three white men. They took me to a place called Frontier Town in Eastern Shore, Maryland. And what happened is you get on this ride. I have videos of it. They have pictures of it. You get on this ride. Uh, they give you the gold. They have a bag of gold, and you ride the train. And when the train comes to an end, three white guys come out shooting guns and say, "Who stole my gold?" They point gold. They point guns at you, and they take the gold back. Um, I was raised and adopted by people who thought this was funny. Uh, what's funny about sticking a real gun in a 4 year old's face? This went on to have, you know, big trauma on the mind because even though after the fact they told me it was a joke, the damage had already been done. Um, and if you look at the picture, I have the picture. If you look on this page, it's called, the video is called "What Did I Get for My Fourth Birthday?" Um, you know, After that, you know, the guy robbed me. I started crying. I was a 4 year old child. You can look in the picture. My dad has the belt in his hand, balled up, because he whooped my ass and told me I was weak. Uh, this was in the 70s, man. It was like 77. You know what I mean? Like, we lived in a racist neighborhood. White people hung and killed black people. So after that, I turned 5 the very next year. That's when I found out. Uh, that's when I found out that I was adopted. I found out I was adopted by uh, my adopted parents' daughter, my so-called sister. One day, her and her friends are playing, and one day, me and my friends are playing, and her friends say, "Injure it." That's her name. Injure it. Get her something to drink. And she's very nasty, just like them. They're very nasty people, demonistic. So she said, "I'm not getting you nothing." So the girl says, "Well, tell your brother to get us something to drink." And uh, she said, she looked me right in my face and said, "That nigga ain't my brother. That nigga adopted. He only here because his mama don't want him." So I was 5 years old. So I run downstairs. Everybody laughed. He adopted. He adopted. I run downstairs and I asked my dad. I said, "Well, am I adopted?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, where's my mother?" He said, "I don't know." He used to always get enraged when I asked about my birth mother. So I asked him. I said, "Well, where's my mother? If you're not my father and she's not my mother, where's my mother?" He whooped my ass and told me, "Don't you ever ask about her again." But never found out nothing about her. So through all my life, I would ask about her, and every time I did, I would get whooped. Well, I've always been creative, always hand make everything, even till the day. Well, I used to hand make my adopted mother uh, cards for like Mother's Day, her birthday, and everybody else would buy the cards. And what she would do is she would place all of the other cards, store bought cards, on a coffee table, and she would throw my handmade cards in the trash. Um, this went on throughout my entire life. Every time I asked them about my adopted mother, they lied or gave me fake documents or something like up to that fact. So by the time I got around 13, 14, I kept asking my, they said, well, we gonna tell you who your birth mother is. At 18, you can find out who she is. So at the age of 18, I had just graduated from high school, good grades. At the age of 18, I'm on my way to college, and my birthday is July 4th. So I asked him, I said, well, I'm 18 today. Are you guys gonna give me the paperwork for my birth mother? They said no. That was the first day I tried heroin. That was in 1991. So, boom, 1994, my daughter was born. I've always had back problems. When I used to go to the doctor and be like, my back hurt, you know, my adopted parents would be like, we don't have back problems. We don't understand why you got back problems. When the doctors used to ask about my medical history, they used to tell me to tell their medical history. And it didn't make sense because nothing ever uh, got solved. When I used to be like, my back hurt. We don't have back problems in this family. And I used to always be like, you know, you're not my parents. I'm gonna have different. You ain't gonna have nothing. Either you gonna be like us, or you gonna live on your own. And I didn't have anybody else. So when my daughter was born, being that I have back problems, my daughter had back problems. My daughter was diagnosed with scoliosis, like I was. So the doctors, after doing tests, they came to a conclusion that the trait came from me, but it came from a woman, meaning it had to come from either my mother or my mother's mother. So the doctors asked my adopted parents, well, can you get any kind of records because we don't know how bad this is gonna get, and they always lie. Well, we don't know where he came from, and just all kind of lies. And the scoliosis got bad, 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 got worse. So by the time my daughter got 12, she had to wear a back brace. That's not fashionable for a 12-year-old, so she didn't wear it. I kept asking my adopted parents, can you please save my daughter's life? I've been through this, that, and the third. Please, we don't care about that. We're not gonna tell you nothing. I said, well, what if the scoliosis kills her? If it kills her, it just kills her. We're not gonna tell you nothing about your birth mother. You gonna have to find on your own. By the time my daughter got 15, her scoliosis was so bad, her spine was going so crooked that it was collapsing her lungs, suffocating her. So I asked my parents, I said, well, would you be willing to let this child die just to hide information from me? And they said yes. By the time my daughter got 15, she had to get cut from the top of her neck all the way down to her butt crack. She had to have her back opened up like a sandwich. They had to take a mallet, knock her spine in place, and put 6 titanium screws in her spine just for her to live. And I always told my adopted parents, if you ever had that information and didn't share it with me so we could have saved this child from that, how could I forgive you? Um, that was 6 or 7 years ago. So they kept lying, they kept lying. So I moved back into their home in September. Um, I had to use creative ways to come up with a solution because I wanted and desired to know where I came from. When I would make clothes, they are slave man. We don't make no clothes around here. You living in that dream world. They those type of people. Um, I make movies. Movies that have been on TV. They tell people don't watch them. They tell people don't support me. Um, in October of 2015, uh, I obtained some information from them that they've been had on my adopted mother. October the 8th, I reached out to the adoption agency that was still open. They lied about that. They had never closed. Um, and on October 8th, I got two things. I got uh, eviction notice from my adopted parents because I moved back into their home. And I also got the paper stating the information about my birth mother. The first picture I got from my birth mother was her obituary. She had been dead for 2 years. When I asked my adopted parents like, damn, don't you feel bad? They said no. I said, well, what about my health issues and stuff? They said we don't care. All of them have health issues, and it's cool. And they've always treated me like shit. They bought me things, but they treated me like shit because I didn't think, believe, and act like them. Um, to this day, we don't talk. Um, it's just, my story is deeper than that. But I went on to become a heroin addict from 1991 to 2008, August 2008. Since August of 2008, I've handmade 50,000 clothing items. Um, I have 7 movies out. I have about 100,000 videos on the internet. I have the longest running holiday known to mankind, St. Wanza's Day. And what St. Wanza's Day means is this: holidays were so horrible with these individuals, I created my own holiday. We would always go to family reunions. These people weren't my family. They didn't think like me. They didn't act like me. They didn't look like me. St. Wanza's Day means this: life in itself is a celebration. Life in itself is a gift. Do not wait on holidays. Celebrate life every day in whichever way brings you joy, peace, and happiness and closer to God without doing damage or harm to others. You know, these people have manipulated my daughter's mind, and it's all with money. That's what the devil uses, money. I'm just at the point now. I work hard, real estate, but I just need that small push. I am struggle. Nothing can can overtake or overcome my ambition to succeed. However, everything that I've done without any help from him. I have no family. I have a daughter, but she's with them. Just because they pacify her with money and gifts. Uh, this video is just to the people who asked for it. I'm gonna share it with others, but this is basically my life in a nutshell. I've toured over 400 plus U.S. cities in the last 7 years. I've spoken at plenty of colleges and you know youth facilities. I have a nonprofit org. I do so much. I just never had support. So this just is a video. It's not pity. It's just a video explaining my life and where I am and how I got here. More things to come because I know God got me. Because I was raised by people who went to church every day but displayed demonistic characteristics. I know God has me because I'm still here. I know God has me because I should have been gone. I should have been committed suicide. Imagine growing up. All of these people have families. All of them. I'm the only one without one. You know, this is just my life story. I'm not asking for nothing. I'm not begging for anything. I'm just sharing my testimony with someone else. Your boy Wanza the Don, YouTube channel.